Hey everybody, welcome to class. Glad to have you in the spring semester here in the year 2024. Wow, wait, time flies when you're having fun. My name is Dr. Bill Young. I'm going to be your instructor for this particular class. I want to kind of go over the syllabus just a little bit with you to help you have some success on your syllabus quiz at the beginning. If you log into your class, regardless of which class that you're going to be of mine, if you come over here to course documents, you'll find that the syllabus is located within course documents. Just click on that, and now we can begin to kind of open that up and take a look at it. Now, there are some things I want to focus in on. Take a look at your required text. This is Pharmacology for the Pre-Hospital Professional, second edition, and you should have that by this week from the bookstore. I believe that they're all going to be physical copies, but regardless of whether you have a physical copy or an ebook, it's going to be okay. You can utilize that and it'll be fine. Second thing I want you to look at here is that there is a free app for you to download, and it's called Epocrates. This is a great app for pharmacology because it will give you more information than you will ever need to know as a paramedic, but it will help you to be able to set yourself apart from paramedics that just basically know the very basics about medication. We will be utilizing this in class, so make sure that you download it. It won't cost you anything at all. It's free. I have it on my phone. It's awesome. As I said, I'm your instructor, Dr. Bill Young. I want you to feel free to contact me. The best way to get in touch with me is through email, with the exception of generally on Saturdays. I will always try to respond to your emails within one business day. Usually it will be much less than that. If you have a problem, you got to reach out to me as soon as you begin to struggle. Learning to be a paramedic is often much like drinking from a fire hose. And so it's critically important that you stay current. Within this class that we're in right now, EMC 225, much of this is going to be basically memorization. And that's why it's going to be so very important that you are able to understand and to take a look. So again, make sure that you are staying current, and if you run into a problem of where you don't understand something, please let me know. Please let me know. And again, the best way to do that is by way of email. I also have a link that I will share. You'll find the link at the bottom of my email signature line, and I'll put it in important documents as well, that will allow you to go in and select a time that you can come and meet with me, either by Zoom or face-to-face, for anything. If you need advising, whether I'm your advisor or not, I will be happy to help you. If you need some extra review time, I will be happy to help you. So just whatever you need in that regard, do not hesitate to come in and let me know. Next up is the academic integrity policy. Basically, the bottom line here is please don't cheat. You're going into a career that depends on you being able to be trusted. You're going to be going into people's homes. You're going to have access to their valuables. And if there's a question about your honesty or your trustworthiness now, then we're not going to get along very well. So the bottom line here is just make sure that you do your work, that make sure that it's your work and that you're not cheating on quizzes or exams. And we'll talk about quizzes in a little bit because I do those a little bit differently. I expect you to be on time for all your class sessions. Now, if you are coming from main campus over to Stratton, you need to email me with a class that you have prior to EMC 225 and let me know, and I'll give you a little bit of grace there. Now, one of the things that I do is I start you off, and if you will look in your grade book, you'll notice that you already have 100% in this class. That's an A. Now, what you do with that A is going to be entirely up to you. And I call that a great start uh, grade. And that A, that 100%, is listed as an exam grade. Now, how does that help you with your attendance? Well, that's the carrot. The stick is going to be if you are late, and I start class on time unless there's some just really extenuating circumstances, and I also end on time. But if you're late or you're absent, you lose 5 points off of that grade. So for your first absence, you'll lose 5 points and it'll drop down to 95. If you are late, you will lose 5 points as well. Okay. And this is really important because when you begin working as a paramedic, it's going to be critically important that you show up for your job not on time, but early. Coworkers are going to be coming off the shift. They're probably going to be busy. They're going to be tired. They're going to want to go home. And if you show up late, then you're liable to have to make them catch a late call and then just hang over longer than what they're going to be. So again, this grade will help you, but if you have a problem getting to class and if you have a problem getting to class on time, it can hurt you as well. Now, as you're very well aware, we're already having some challenges with the winter. So one of the things I want you to be aware of is that if the university cancels on campus classes, we will move our classes to Zoom, or I will share with you a recorded lecture, almost always done by me, so that we can stay current with our calendar. The other thing is I do a lot of travel for national EMS organizations. I help to build and write standards for your national registry quest. I go in, I write questions for them. And the benefit is, obviously, I'm not going to share the questions with you, but you know how those questions are going to be written. You know what you're going to need to study for the exam. And by doing that, it gives students at EKU a distinct advantage. And so I will let you know, sometimes those classes will be held as far as online through Zoom, or they'll be held through a recorded lecture. Now, one of the things I want you to know is that you need to go ahead and assume that at the beginning of every class, we're going to have a quiz. Sometimes we won't, but more times than not, we will. And that quiz will be based on the reading for that particular week. If you read the material and you come into class having read the material, you'll do fine on those quizzes because those quizzes are going to come directly from the readings. Now, I don't give makeup quizzes, so if you're absent for any reason, and let me go back to the attendance policy. The only thing that I will record an absence for you as being excused is if, number one, you're sick with a doctor's note, or number two, if you have military duty that you have to attend to. Obviously, I'm going to ask you to give me some documentation for that as well. Everything else, car problems, if you don't go to the doctor, you just don't feel like getting out of bed, everything else is going to be an unexcused absence, and it will drop down that great start grade for you. If you miss a quiz and it's an unexcused absence, you'll get a 0 that day for that particular quiz. So these quizzes are going to be rather simple, but they're going to be pretty easy for you to do if, again, you stay current with your reading. The other thing I want you to know about is on your quizzes for your week that you're going to do on Blackboard. Almost always, these are going to be quizzes that you can take as many times as you want until you get the score that you're happy with. You can take these with open book. You can even take them as a group. I consider the quizzes to be part of the learning process. So again, please don't come to me at the end of the semester and ask for extra credit. I'm giving you the opportunity for extra credit now as you're going through your quizzes and being able to do that as much as you can. If you miss an exam, sometimes I know that exams are missed. You have 1 week from the date of the exam to make that exam up, and you're going to have to schedule it at a time that is convenient both for you and for me because that exam has to be proctored. If you do not make up the exam within 1 week, because I can't release the exam for your classmates to go through and see the questions they got right and they got wrong, or ask any questions about that, then I will record a 0 as an exam grade. And trust me, it's going to be very difficult to recover from a 0 as an exam grade. Here's your weight scale. Don't consider when you're calculating your grade as everything in there being of equal value. They're not. Your quizzes are going to be 20%. The unit exams, and we will have anywhere from 3 to 4 unit exams over the course of the semester. That's going to be half of your grade. And then your final exam carries 30% of the weight of your grade. So you're going to want to look and go through that. Occasionally, there are things that have to be changed in the syllabus. Sometimes we get behind on the calendar. We need to try to get caught up or whatever. So one of the things that I reserve the right is to make any changes to the syllabus as needed, and I will notify you as quickly as I possibly can. University accommodations. Sometimes we all learn differently, and that's okay. So if you need an accommodation for testing or anything else in class, please visit this link and follow the process and visit the accommodations office so that they can help you. Because trust me, I want you to be successful. One of the things that gives me the greatest pleasure in teaching is to see students excel in classes. So if you need an accommodation, see them. They'll work with you. They'll let me know. They'll let you know, and we will get everything done. Lastly, will be your schedule. As you can see there, I've got spring break on there. We'll talk more about spring break after we make it through this wintry season. And then that's your syllabus. Again, go in and make sure all of your assignments are done by the assigned deadlines. Your discussion board actually has 2 deadlines. One, I believe, is Thursday. And I need everybody to respond to the discussion board by that early deadline with your first post so that you'll have adequate time to go in and comment on your classmates. And then the other will be the syllabus quiz. Now, here's the thing with the syllabus quiz. You got to score 100 on it. If you don't score 100 on it, and again, this is an open book exam, or not exam, but quiz, I will drop you from the class, and there's an early date for that particular quiz as well. So please don't wait until the last minute. Again, you can score 95%, and if you don't hit 100, I'm going to have to drop you from the class. You'll have to re-enroll. You'll have to go back through the quiz again in order to stay in the class. Again, I'm looking forward to being with you. I'm excited about class. I enjoy teaching pharmacology, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. Again, don't hesitate to let me know if you have a challenge, a question, or a problem. I've been in EMS a long time. I know an awful lot of people, so I'll be happy to help you. So, looking forward to a great semester. Y'all try to stay warm.